This is Soundwave Radio 2014 here on andrewhogue.com, and one band a lot of people are very excited to have on this bill. It does feature an expat Aussie, Mr. John Sankey from Devolved. We're talking about The Devil You Know, featuring Howard Jones, of course, formerly of Killswitch Engage. We've been flogging the Shut It Down track for quite the last couple of weeks, and we do have Francesco and Ryan. New records in April, I do believe.
Yeah, comes out at the end of April.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us how it all sort of came together.
How it all started? Well, John and I had known each other for, I don't know, like 5-6 years, and then we both in LA and just played shows with other bands together. So him and I, just for fun, we started writing some music about 2-3 years ago, you know? Yep. And just we got to a point where we had, I don't know, 10-15 demo songs. And then we started thinking about a singer. Then through all the people we knew there, and just we got in touch with Howard.
Was he the first pick mentally? You think he would suit the band's sound? Like vocally, you thought when it came to who do you think would fit the band?
Yes. Well, I mean, in the beginning, when we were thinking about like the possibilities, we obviously, if you start thinking about a guy like Howard, we would end up being like a pretty important project. Yeah. So it was like right away we thought, okay, we want to make this really awesome, and we need a really good singer.
How did you get in touch with him? Because I know he'd sort of quit Killswitch. He said he had enough of touring, and there are a lot of other different things going around. And then it was like, now he's in another band, when everyone was under the assumption that he was kind of wanting to retire a bit.
Yeah, he just like, I guess he wanted to be, out of the, the whole
spotlight.
Yeah, for a little bit.
Oh, he's back in it now because a lot of people are really interested in this
definitely
band.
Back. It's been crazy. It's a lot of people talking about it already. So it's very exciting. But yeah, it was pretty much, I think at that time was John talking to a bunch of dudes. I was talking to a bunch of people, in the industry, trying to figure out a singer. And then John got in touch with either Killswitch manager or somebody at Roadrunner. I don't actually really remember exactly who. And then through this guy, we just send like 3 songs to Howard. And then we thought, I don't know, we'll see what.
Did you know he was doing anything musically aside from that? Or?
Well, that's one of the things that we actually heard, that he was not doing anything at the moment, but he was talking about maybe, doing something again. He was just waiting to find something, he would. That he thought that he would actually like. Yes. So that would have been obviously a good thing for you guys to get Howard actually digs the song. And when he sent you back the track with his vocals, he came to the studio with you? Yeah, he came, like a few months later, he flew down to LA, and then that's when I met him for the first time. I think John also. And then we just like hung out at some like home studio of one of our friends, and then just tracking some vocals, and hanging out. So, and then that's right away when we started getting like in touch with already managers and people talking labels and stuff like that.
I mean, were you, especially with you, Ryan, were you aware that this was really had a massive potential that he's going to take off? I mean,
it was
you can plan all these things, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But it looks like it has in your favour right now, especially playing Soundwave for the first time. It's a band that hasn't got a record out just yet, except for one sort of demo song that's out there, and
it's a really interesting process and how things are going and stuff. I wasn't aware of what was going on. I'd kind of Bleeding Through was on the way out. We had maybe about 2 tours left under our belt for the farewell tour, and I was kind of on my way of deciding maybe I may not tour or not do music other than my own little projects on the side for fun. Maybe thought my tour career would be done. I was kind of okay with that, and I got a phone call randomly from their management asking if I wanted to come audition. Really out of the blue, didn't really expect anything. And then John called me and asked if I wanted to come to LA and come try out. And I came up to LA, and it's about 45 minutes from where I live, not really that bad. And I came and tried out, and they had a bunch of guys that they were gonna try out, and did the tryout and kind of didn't think anything else of it. And they say, we'll give you a call. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I went about my business, and a few weeks later, I got a phone call and saying, you're a different possibility, and that's kind of where it was.
Did you have much of a feel for it once you're in there, thinking, I actually wouldn't mind doing this, even though you mentioned you'd accepted that maybe touring was sort of had its run with Bleeding Through? Were you like, actually, this might reinvent the fire a little bit for you, or was it just, we'll see what happens, no expectation?
I think there's very few people that tour. Like I had about 11 years. Almost 12 with Bleeding Through, and I think it takes a certain kind of person to just be done with it. There's always going to be that, after you take a break, there's going to be that itch. You may not follow through with it, but there's going to be that itch that you want to do. And I mean, I felt the itch. I wanted to play music. I enjoyed being home, but I still loved touring and things like that. And once they played me the tracks in the studio, and I really enjoyed the music, and it was very different from Bleeding Through, which is always fun to do something different. I feel very diverse in the music that I play, so being able to do something different, and once they expressed interest and everything, it was kind of, the gears started turning in my head, and I was like, this is something I definitely would like to do. And I didn't hear back from them for sure until the first day of our last tour for Bleeding Through. They told me I got the gig, so that's kind of where it really started for me.
Now let's talk about, of course, we're here at Sydney's SOUNDWAVE Festival, but you've played in Brisbane already.
Yep.
First show under your belt in Australia, and of course the album's not out yet.
Yeah.
So how many songs have you actually teased the audience with? I mean, you didn't throw any covers in, I presume not.
No.
All just new songs?
Yeah.
And how was that with the fact that I don't think any other songs are out except Shut It Down, right?
Yeah, and that's the demo version.
Which is
Yeah.
rare, the fact that you've kept the lid on this, because you know what it's like. Oh, it leaked.
It's
leaks
really
don't happen on purpose.
odd. Yeah, I think I can speak for kind of everyone in the band has come from bands that have numerous records out. When they come somewhere, kids know the stuff, and this is the first time for me personally that when you're getting on stage, kids have nothing to base you off of other than a song that they got on YouTube, and it's only the demo version.
Well, let's
so
hope this is the start of something new instead of I've heard
definitely,
it already.
yeah. So we have a really good time slot. So by default, there's a lot of kids in front of us. So we just start playing, and we just hope for the best. And they're excited about the idea of it, but they need to hear it. So we got a really great response yesterday. I mean, the kids stuck around. They were really psyched on seeing it. Kids are really excited to see Howard again.
Yeah.
I mean, we all are. It's really cool to be back, and everyone's doing new music, and we get along really well.
He's
so
such a prominent figure in heavy music. I know
it is,
everyone
definitely.
has the who do they prefer, Howard or Jesse, whatever. That's just like the Bon Scott and Brian Johnson argument that will never end.
Never end.
But again, he's left his mark on some great music. So again, it is great to have him back, and of course, looking forward to the new record. It's out in April.
Yes.
Okay.
End of April.
And is it self-titled? I'm trying to think about
Yeah, it's called The Beauty of Destruction.
The Beauty of Destruction. Okay, awesome. Well, again, I wish we could play any new music, but all I've got is a Shut It Down demo that John sent me. So I was going to get you guys to choose your own song, but we can go with that. And again, thanks again for your time here on SOUNDWAVE Radio on AndrewHogue.com. And look forward to bringing you more music. Let's hear the track now called Shut It Down, demo version, of course, here on SOUNDWAVE Radio. Thanks, fellas.
Thank you.